life on Bainbridge was pretty simple. And even where our house was located, there was no electricity. So, that was pretty primitive. Outdoor plumbing, well water, and kerosene lamps, wood stove. So it was very simple. Later on, my dad built the house, which is on Madison, North Madison. Anyway, that was back in 1936, and I was in the second grade. And we moved to the location where there was electricity. So that was something new for us. And radio, refrigerator. So you could see how different life was. Socially, the Japanese more or less kind of stuck to themselves, and there was a Japanese community, the Japanese hall where people assembled. There was Japanese language school, and when the kids were in third grade, they would start the Japanese language school as a first grader, and that's how I began in the third grade. I started Japanese language school. Then we played with our friends. In school, we mixed. We were able to, on the playground, everybody played together. But when it came to kind of grouped things, it was always with our Japanese friends. And we generally were not invited to the Caucasian parties or homes. In the Japanese community at that time, they had, they would have annual bazaar. And then from time to time, a person from Seattle would bring Japanese movies, so we would watch that. And then sometimes there would be like a talent show or some program, and the people participated. And for some reason, I was always nominated to sing, because I like to sing, but I don't know, I just picked to do that. Then the Japanese school would have a program, and we had to, sing Japanese songs or whatever we learned. Mrs. Otaki was very patient with us because she had unruly students to manage and try to teach. And the younger ones did attend Japanese school on Saturdays. The older ones had to work on Saturdays or help on the farm, but the younger ones, so we spent the day, Saturdays, attending our language school. And so that was another way of, bonding more, because the houses were spread apart, and we didn't have what you call a next door neighbor. I mean, you could yell on top of your lungs, but the neighbor may not hear you because of the distance. But when we had time, we would go to their house, and they would come over to our place to play. But as a whole, we played with the siblings, and whenever we weren't helping on the farm, because for the older ones, like my brother had to do the heavier work, help my dad do the heavier work. The older ones did the more complicated work on the farm, like setting the runners and hoeing, whereas the younger ones, we just had to do the weeding by hand or spread the, not the fertilizer, but the insecticide, because there were, insects that would eat the plants. Summertime, it was always helping with the strawberry harvesting. We would pick berries, and Dad would have us have our tickets punched, and at the end of the season, he would pay us. So that was one way of earning a little money.